Someone messaged me about some shit that was going on in the racing scene. I think it was about it was about Richard at the start of a race or something. But ultimately, the puppets have never been an example to go by in the racing scene, because if the cops are there at the start of a race, a puppet would say, "Just shoot them," and then that's no good for anyone, because then that just makes like a shit show for races, right? Like the RP with puppets is they can bounce around from races in different cities and cause trouble where they need to, because there's no they're not regularly racing there, right? They do their own thing, or they're from cities where the police are under control and they're corrupt and they listen to them and stay out of their way, right? That's the RP that the puppets have. But obviously you can't do that in Los Santos, because in RP the police have power and there's a mutual understanding between police and racers, right? So it's not aids in every interaction between racers and cops, right? Because really, if the RP wasn't guided in the right way, it could just be cops, like people shooting cops every single race or before the race even starts. You know what I mean? People are too afraid to ban kickoffers from races. Well, that can happen. That should happen. Every crew can have their own rules, and every crew can still do private races. That's why I think the last time I was on Titanium, I was doing a lot of private races. I don't think there's any issue with what Richard's doing there. It's either in the RP, you know, I don't really see exactly what happened. I saw a clip. There was like a bunch of cops at the start of the race start. But that could just be the way Richard does races. But to the other races, that could be like, okay, well, now we're giving the cops what they want. They're kind of, you know, they get to see everything that's going on, how we organize things, blah, blah, blah. But that's just for Richard's races, right? Whereas if you didn't want to be... But it's like you're playing into the cops' hands in a sense in that point. And the RP could go, well, you could educate Richard, the character, to not do that and have him see your perspective. Or you can just let Richard do his thing like that, and he can RP that way. And then, or you could, like everyone else could have left the race or whatever. People can make their own races, get their own people into the races, you know what I mean? Do their own rules. People are pressed about $69. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing, right? Like, if you're pressed about it, you don't have to be in that race. Like, I remember when I was hosting some races back in the day, I wanted to do a host fee, because there was no G&E or anything back then, right? You take a host fee for hosting the races. And hosting back then used to be super stressful. Trying to organize a bunch of people, especially when there was no group chat or anything like that. I mean, it just, you know, it's all RP at the end of the day. Let me take Richard seriously, the man's a full-time troll. Yeah, so the way I would step in there as a puppet would be because what the PM wants as a character is for the racers to be organized among themselves to have their own semblance of order and create chaos where the police are chasing tails, right? And if you just let the police linger around and, you know, you kind of exist together without causing chaos, and they get to see everything you're doing and the puppets learn that, then that could be a problem, right? Because at the end of the day, like, you don't give handouts to the cops like that.